Shohei Ohtani's interpreter allegedly stole more than $16 million. The Sparks will not get Caitlin Clark, but they could get a brand new front court. And USC football loses arguably their top recruit from 2024. Good morning. I'm James. This is your daily dose of sports and snark for the greatest sports city in the world, Los Angeles. This is the faithful Angelenos morning report. So it is April 12th, 2024. Welcome to the Sanctum Sanctorum of LA Sports. And by the time you see this clip, I'll be on a plane to St. Loser Misery for a weekend of work. So be it. But again, the thing that makes us happy, talking LA sports. And if you like being in the know about LA, click the like button. Click the subscribe button. There's a notification bell. Hit that. It lets you know we drop new content. Sharing is caring. Let people know we exist. And by all means, comment. I look forward to hearing from you. Now, before we go through the news and notes, a look at the scoreboard. The LA Kings have qualified for the Stanley Cup playoffs tonight as a result of a 4-1 victory over the Calgary Flames. Victor Arvidsson scored twice. The Kings currently hold a 3-point lead on Vegas for third place in the division. Meanwhile today, Slime Diego is in town to play the Dodgers at 7 o'clock. Yoshinobu Yamamoto is 1-1 with a 4.09 ERA. Michael King for the Puds. He is 2-0 with a 3.14 ERA. The Lakers are in Memphis. That game tips off at 5, and Utah is in town to play the Clippers at 7:30. And what do you say we get to the news? Shohei Ohtani's former interpreter is accused of stealing more than $16 million from the player. Now, that is almost 4 times as much as what was previously reported. Now, granted, maybe you can't live on that much money in SoCal, but it'll start. It'll get you a decent apartment. You know, $20 minimum wage, $16 million stolen from a ball player. What's the diff, right? U.S. Attorney Martin Estrada said the Dodgers designated here, quote, cooperated fully and completely, unquote, with the investigation, which included the IRS and the Department of Homeland Security, in showing part of the case that they built. Estrada released a series of text messages that the interpreter allegedly sent to a bookie. The interpreter is alleged to have this insatiable gambling addiction. From December 2021 to January of this year, the interpreter placed, allegedly, more than 19,000 wagers. That is more than 25 a day, guys. Now, as a side note, I have never said the interpreter's name because, honestly, I suck at pronunciations. And have you seen this guy's first name? You look at the guy's first name and you're like, what, is this a character on kids' educational TV or something? You'd never guess. Oh, today we're going to learn colors with our friend Ippy. Ippy the degenerate gambler. At any rate, the interpreter and beloved children's entertainer faces 30 years in the federal pen. So yeah, you're going to learn how to count some raw numbers there, dude. The feds did not say the words, quote, we have exonerated Ohtani, unquote. They didn't say that, but the texts make it abundantly clear what was going on. Estrada did say that they do not believe any bets were placed on baseball games, and that would negate the idea of Major League Baseball taking any action against Ohtani. A spokesman for MLB said that they would prefer to wait for everything to wrap up before they open up their yaps about it. Now, I've been saying this all along. I'm okay with that because I have yet to see anything for Dodger fans to sweat about, or for that matter, for Ohtani to sweat about. I mean, let's be real. Even losing $16 million is going to suck, but you just signed a $700 million contract. I think you can make the rent. As for reasons not to sweat, the interpreter opened up a bank account for Ohtani. For example, that was down in Arizona. I would presume that was during spring training. They have phone calls where the interpreter allegedly claimed to be Ohtani so that a hold on the account could be lifted in order for the interpreter to basically try to take some more money. In other words, quote, bank fraud. They have evidence the interpreter stashed the winnings in his own account, not reimbursing Ohtani. In other words, theft. And the interpreter reportedly admitted he did it. So I apologize to the conspiracy theory militia. You're simply going to have to go back and tell us all how January 6th was staged by the Illuminati. I don't care. MoveOn.org. Also with the Dodgers, Max Muncy told the LA Times that he's feeling like his old self at the plate again. And that would be news if only we haven't heard that story about a half a dozen times. Right? I've been reading, Muncy feels like his old self ever since he first picked up a bat from that gnarly elbow injury about 30 months ago. Show me a good batting average, then I'll believe you're back. Former Dodgers catcher Jerry Grody died at 81 from respiratory failure. He only spent 2 years for the Dodgers, but they went to the World Series both of those years, 77 and 78. And yes, I am that old. He was a defense first guy, primarily known for his time with the Mets. The WNBA draft is Monday, and I might wind up watching it because I need content. I find myself talking myself into watching the WNBA draft because, if you think about it, the Sparks are actually one of the league's cornerstone franchises, and Monday is critical to their rebuild. They've missed the playoffs for 3 consecutive years. That is a franchise mark for futility. They have 2 of the top 4 picks, though. Now, let's be real about this. They're not going to get Caitlin Clark out of Iowa. She's not going to last past the first pick because the hype machine around her will not be denied. Some scribes are claiming, to give you an example of the hype, some scribes are claiming she could play in the NBA. She can't. Stop it. You're fooling yourselves. You're trying to fool us. She can't. But she damn sure is going to be the first pick in the WNBA draft. Whoever the hell has the top pick presumably at least wants to sell tickets, right? So you could probably say the Sparks will get 2 of the 3 next best players. And with that, considering the mock drafts I've looked at, although I don't want to make any predictions, that's talking about centers and power forwards. So the Sparks could rebuild their front court. If you remember, the Sparks center from last year, Nneka Ogwumike, she went to Seattle. Offensive lineman Jason Zandamela, who some believed was the best of USC's recruiting class of 2024, will enter the transfer portal, according to Lincoln Riley. Zandamela committed to the Trojans in January. He was projected to eventually play center, but this year that's Jonah Monheim's gig. And when Riley brought it up, he basically sounded like he could give less than a poop about it. I'm guessing he basically tapped into his emotional reservoir deep enough just to keep Bear Alexander in Cardinal and Gold. And to quote soft rock band Air Supply, he was all out of love. When asked about Zandamela, Riley said, quote, "I don't get too overly emotional one way or another when we have a guy that's thinking about moving on. This is not going to be the right fit for every single player. This is a special place. You can't make somebody fit here, and that's okay. That's not a problem. This is USC. You're not going to beg people to be here. For every guy that leaves here, there's going to be a line of 100 people that would die to take that spot in a heartbeat," unquote. In other words, to the guy, don't let the door hit you where the good Lord split you. But I do have one thing I'd like to bring up to Coach Riley. Did you beg Bear Alexander? I'm just asking. I wouldn't blame you if you begged Bear Alexander. Not at all. But did you? The Clippers will face an all too familiar foe in the first round of the NBA playoffs, Dallas. It's the 3rd time that the teams have met in the playoffs in the last 5 years. The Clippers have won the prior 2 times. Almost all Rams news these days is about draft rumors. And that is why I am beyond grateful to learn the Rams have re-signed linebacker Troy Reeder. Now understand, Reeder doesn't suck. He's more than serviceable. The dude was a starter when the Rams made their Super Bowl run. He was more of a special teamer last year, but that still matters a lot to me because I don't care what Mel Kiper thinks. I don't care. The only thing, if I ever had a chance to talk to Mel Kiper, I would say, dude, the years have not been kind. You are starting to look like Squidward from SpongeBob SquarePants. You need to change the look. It's getting a little weird. There are many things the Lakers can't control about the offseason. LeBron James exercising his player option, for one. Same for D'Angelo Russell. Another is their first-round pick. New Orleans can simply take it if they want it. That's a result of the Anthony Davis trade. They have an option of a first-round pick either in 2024 or 2025. I have two reasons to believe that the Lakers will keep their pick for this year, though. One, the Lakers aren't a lottery team, so it's not like it's going to be a tremendous pick. And two, the 2025 class is supposed to be significantly stronger. So there's that. USC basketball assistant coach Eric Mobley has left the program, which surprises me because I thought he would have been canned the moment his two sons left the school. I mean, Mobley is the father of Evan and Isaiah Mobley. Both went to USC. Evan was eventually a lottery pick. He went to Cleveland. Now look, it's common and it's a cynical move. You want an elite basketball player from high school, you have to hire the dad to be an assistant. You recruit the player, hire the dad. Cynical, but I'm a cynical guy. But it works for the program because the player is not going to go to the transfer portal, so his dad winds up losing a job. It kept the Mobleys in cardinal and gold. Do you want to lose a job in this economy? Hell no. I mean, I don't know how much I would tip my Uber driver if I found out he was a former USC assistant coach. It would probably be more than 15%, but I know I ain't paying as much as he got from the Trojans athletic department. But you let me know what you think in the comments thread. Do you believe that Shohei Ohtani, considering what the feds are saying, is innocent? What would you do to try to rebuild the WNBA's cornerstone franchise in LA? And if you enjoy the content, don't forget to subscribe to Faithful Angelenos. We are talking LA sports every single day here. Thank you for watching. I'm James. We'll be back tomorrow. Faithful Angelenos is a Keon Corte El Queso production. Take care.